What's going on, YouTube? This is Player B's second place Spring Fest deck profile. What did you play?
Well, I played Highlander actually, and played it because, you know, mermaids, fun times. I got a bunch of SPs. so yeah.
Sounds very
That's
well.
why I did it, yeah. So I guess I'll show you the starter and then go through 4 threes and go back and talk about things, because that's how we do shit, okay.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm playing Bermuda Triangle, so this is the only one that can speed, but it's Shizuku, so it actually has a theme in the deck to be used, so good girl. Everybody knows what these starters do. Everybody knows how you play them. Congratulations.
Yes.
So, deck 4, you have Vaneska, just from the center.
Yeah.
Just the center part. You know, grade 4. Obviously, you get her, you get one every gift. Being 14K base, she's pretty good in Highlander. You know, something you play, nothing too crazy.
Yep.
Then we get into grade 3s. And if you're playing Highlander, I mean, you play Q-tier. She gets you basically everything you need in your deck to get into your hand at that time. A thing that some people don't know, but I want to let people know, is that you don't actually have to know the name of the card with her. You just have to be able to describe it. So for instance, you know, Bermuda Triangle has lots of flowery names. So if he was like, oh, I want to go get the grade 4 that gives me one of every gift, you know, you can do that, because that's what you describe what the card does. You don't actually have to know the name.
And it's been ruled that way.
Yeah. This is the case, so you don't actually have to know the names of these cards. It's for people to know. But obviously, Highlander, you know what she does. She revealed. You name a card, you reveal the top card of your deck until either you see that card or a duplicate of a normal unit. So, you know, she's the reason the deck works. Yeah. Without this card, fun times are dead. So yeah. After that, I just go into Big Mama Ange. As I call her, Big Mama Ange. She has her support in here as this card right here. Mostly because, you know, she gets a GP2 card. This card has GP2. Also has the Harmony ability, which affects certain strides. And also, you have an Leshanon thing. If you have to ride her, you can use a G guard to call something behind her to get 5K more power to become like a 16K base if needs to be. Never have to do that, but this is something you can do with her. And of course, Ange helps you with things like picking up your own Highlander when you try and do things, or you know, stuff like that. So, Big Mama and her, good times, yes.
Oh, yeah. So it's 3. It's a 3.
This lady right here, she's basically just, you know, I get her because she's check top 7 and you get to get free cards. So, you know, free cards is good.
Yeah, +2. Plus
free cards are good in any game.
Yeah.
First marker, that's basically her whole purpose. Give you free cards. So let's talk. Then we have Perfect Performance Ange. She basically is a consistency thing. You go first with her. You don't have a Q-tier. You go get a Q-tier. You have one of the Pearl Sisters. Shocker, I'm playing the Pearl Sisters. You go get the other one to get 2 crit rear guard swings. She basically goes and gets you what you need to do. She gives you an extra force marker. She gets a good, strong, independent lady. So yes. This right here, I'll put these 2 here. These right here were basically I was trying to have like a high roll option here for things. You go first. Obviously, Highlander doesn't have a good grade 2 game. Anybody has a better grade 2 game has no reason to ever go up on you. So you have to make them basically pay for it. So these are what I came up with for that. Lupina, obviously. Lupina, she gets you 2 markers. You sag into a Pearl Sisters with her. You know, you get four swings of crit 2. 4 swings crit 2. Make things happen. Yeah. Reindeer, she's kind of the same thing. She attacks. You can suck into Lupina.
Oh my god.
This Ange, Aneska, even a Q-tier. They get you something to try to high roll. Now, if you have this in your hand or this in your hand with her, I wouldn't ride her. I would just go into one of them But if you don't have them, then yes. Reindeer, Sackers and stuff. You know, high roll option, let's go. Yeah. So I played them. Then my last card was
I had a few cards.
Tarua. Originally, when I first started playing her, my whole thing was just trying to use her as a rear guard because you bounce enough, you can use her to attack twice. But as I kept playing people, I noticed that her Vanguard skill when placed, pick up all your cards in your hand and put them in your hand, was a super important thing too. So she became like a multi-purpose unit where I'd be like, oh, I can just throw down stuff and be stupid. Next time, pick everything up and go about life. Or I could have her as a rear guard swinger, the beater to be, swing twice by herself, get called again, swing twice again. So she's like a multi-purpose unit. Good times, good things. So yeah, that's all my grade 3s. Then let's go into grade 2s.
That's all Magic
First
is,
thing,
just learning.
Lisa Lot. I mean, what can you say about Lisa Lot? You can call her as a grade 1. She gives you free stuff. Yeah, I mean, she's strong and powerful. so, what else do you say? What else do you need to say about her? Speaking of things you say things about, Speaker. It gives you multi-attack. She lets you reset Tarua, lets you reset Q-Tier, lets you reset anything that you want to reset. Lets you reset Pearl Sisters, which I still haven't shown you, but obviously I play them. So, Speaker's a good girl doing good things. So yeah. Going into, we're playing Highlander, so we have 2 top auto aquas. Obviously, their main thing is that, you Q-Tier goes and gets her to that makes it to your deck is 100% Highlander at that point. But then she can bounce Q-Tier to get another proc of her. And she's also randomly at 15k if anything's behind her to big numbers for stuff. So she's just an all-around good card in general, just because of that. So yeah. This girl right here, Sistico. Sistico, the more I played this card, the more I lived it. I mean, my teammate over here played Order Bugs, and when I started messing with this card, it kind of made me think about being a Mega Colony player for a little bit because of her skill that she can bottom deck anything, but if it's a grade 3, you get to choose a card and can't stand. And the more I played against Order Bugs, I thought about it, I was like, this is a good thing just to have in general for stuff. And she lets you recycle units, as well as, get 10k, and, good things happen. So I was very happy to use this one game I played against somebody, and I used it 3 times, and it was like, none of your people can stand, except for Vanguard. So she did work for me. Then it goes into like some other things. Right here, Sandy, she's G-Guard. You don't have to use a G-Guard to use it. So I mean, good times right there. She played it. Shiratsu, I'm playing the Shizuku starter. She goes and gets a deck and counter charge if you need to do that, soul charge. And she gets 5k. So basically you go first, you get an extra card in the hand to guard with, so nothing wrong with that. Sealer, she's a good card. She also has it, when she gets power. But when you place her, you start a card, check the top 3, put 1 card in your hand, put the other 2 at the bottom of the deck in the order. This is if you got trash, or you got something you're gonna try to recycle with, Sister Code, for instance, which I've did before. Yep. She just helps you out, and she's 20k after she does it when you're at grade 3, when they're at grade 3. So good times. Just happy I played her. And then we went to my last grade 2, but my last grade 2 into my grade 1 because they're kind of the ones. The Pearl Sisters. So both of them get them. What's not to like about a 28k crit 2 rear guard that in this deck gets to attack for a 2 times minimum. And a 28k on your turn and your opponent's turn. I had people at the regional who didn't know that and went, all right, swing into your Pearl Sister, and I was like, that's cool, the 28. What? Yeah. So people didn't know that. I had people who didn't know that and still tried to swing into it with the Vanguard, didn't hit anything. Good times. So
Good times indeed.
good times indeed. Good girls. That's a great one. So obviously, Betty right here, She's a consistency fixer. She checks out 7, and if all of them different, you can put a card from your hand. You don't have to show your opponent what that card is. Put it in the bottom of the deck, and then you choose a card and put it into your hand. Just the overall good card is because she's free to free. so yeah. I mean, you playing Highlander, you playing this card. Aina helps with the win condition of the deck of using out to hit multiple attacks because you don't play as many harmony cards as be needed to make sure you always get it. But with her, she makes it to where anything can be harmony. Such things such as Q-tier. You want to bounce her multiple times, she can make her harmony, so outskill procs picks them up. You do things with her, so it's because she exists. She's a 1 card. You have 2 harmony units for out. For her, yeah. Hanoi, I mean, we all know what premium brings to the club. Lots of stupid stuff. Lots of multiple attacks. Hanoi helps with that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Because some decks gotta get rid of that.
Yep.
So yeah. Pumo is basically a mini Citron. I mean, if you're playing against bugs, you can't use your G guards anyway, so you hope to have her so you can still try to do some call shenanigans stuff anyway. When you play certain Guardian Circle, you call something that gets plus 5k. So you use this card right here to give your Vanguard 10k.
That's what I want.
You can call, Lisa Life, you want to try to sack something, just things like that. So good card in general. And with her, obviously, I brought up her main claim to fame, but she also has a little trick with Nina, the grade 3 I showed earlier, where if you call something behind Nina gets 5k, then you can give her an additional 10k to make Nina 26k on your opponent's turn. Like I said, that never came up, but that was something that you could do. So yeah. I mean, Sedna, she's the grade 1, top 5 for grade 3. You want to try to get the grade 3s that you need. She also gets 5k something in the same column as her. So yeah, you play those. So yeah. Shizuku, kind of like her, except you don't have to discard anything, and she can get grade 3 or higher, so she can actually get a Nesca, something that she cannot do, and she has the harmony ability, which helps out with Alp. So yeah. Like that. This right here is a card I put in at the end because I kept on changing things out, like I was playing Connell and things like that, and then at the end I just went, you know what, I just want to have better consistency on things. So I went with her. Her skill is when she's on Vanguard and she attacks and she hits, you can draw another card.
They have one of those.
You can draw a card. So that when she's on rear guard, you can retire her, check the top 2 cards, call something, and I believe it's this card, which yeah. And you're gonna use that. What's a hard ones per turn? I never actually used that skill the entire tournament, but the Vanguard skill came in handy multiple times when I did not have the grade that I needed, and she came in handy to help me out. Yes. Then my last thing are perfect guards. Wix, she's perfect guard. Uses she has harmony ability. That's her main claim to fame. Has the harmony ability and she's perfect guard. The D perfect guard. I'm playing her because if you have a low hand size, she can be a 1 card perfect guard. And then I kept going back and forth from playing another D perfect guard and Aqua. And in the end, I went with Aqua just because if I had 2 Sentinels and drop, she can protect my field. So
if you had something like
in the end, I just went with her because of that. And she can give you soul because sometimes you need soul for something. So that's my grade 1s and 2s. And I go into my triggers.
Zeator's Proving Ground.
Actually, I'll go into my grade 0s first, then I go into triggers here.
Yeah.
that came out, you can search the
So yes, there goes Bikun right there. I have a friend here that plays Overlord, and after getting dunked by Overlord over and over and over and over and over again, and seeing people play Rolock and stuff, I was like, I obviously can play Rolock. But Bikun right here is a good card that helps me people, that helps me from getting dunked. My other teammate played Legalia, and you know, female overlord as I call it.
So yeah,
And
find your. I think you
this
do
card,
have a
my playtest against him, became my hero, my hero, and it actually
That's why
came
I
up multiple
forced
times
it.
in the original. So I was glad that I put that in.
Because it says no.
No.
And then my last grade, normal grade 0, which is Akari.
Yeah.
Akari, she has the harmony ability. She lets you reuse the bounce key tier, so you can reuse it multiple times.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the second card I normally did after I got Aqua out of the deck, the grade 2 Aqua. So to just try to proc her as many times as possible.
Yep.
She's a good card.
But if it says basic,
Then I go into my triggers. If we're playing premium, I think for the most part,
if it says basic,
we
you
all
can't
know
get something like this. It has to have
that we're gonna play the heal guards. I mean,
things like Evolving Wild.
people like to try to beat you up in this
Yeah.
format.
They do.
I mean, Overlord likes swinging crits, Regalia likes swinging crits. There's deck swinging a billion times on you. So being able to protect yourself is a good thing. It's one of the best things Bushi ever did right there. So yeah,
Yeah.
happy that those were created. I mean, let's
Does Shocklands have land types
be
on them?
real here.
Yeah, Temple
I
Garden.
played
Temple Garden, Sacred Foundry, Stomping Ground.
9 crit because I'm a strong and powerful person. Because you know,
Those.
Chris win games. These let you stride.
They do. They do.
These let you stride. Another thing that Anshi gets, and you know, doubling the power of the Unity's boost for CV is kind of strong. So yeah, here's my last perfect card. Just you know, just needed a perfect card to run, so I put that in trigger spots. Draw. Yeah, you'd be amazed how many times I hit that one, that one draw as a damage, and you're like, okay, draw a card, sweet. Truck. Another card to help me proc the proc my grade 3. Oh my goodness, forgetting the name. Criteria, thank you. Yes. The proc criteria, or the use Terua multiple times, or to be able to attack with Speaker steal, bounce, call something, Speaker goes back, call something else. You know, this a good card. I mean, I'll be happy if this went back to being at 4, but you know.
Wishful thinking, right?
Yeah, but it probably never happened. And of course, the last card, the Overtrigger. I mean, we all know why I played Overtrigger. I don't think I have to explain that. This is the best one because Plant beat it. All right, yeah. So that's my main deck. Kind of messy over here, and I guess I go into my stride here.
Yeah, geez,
Let's go into the main stride here, which is
I'll show you one. I have one.
out. I mean, she's a multi-attacker.
The one that's specific to
That's her main claim to fame. You can multi-attack, turn your first stride. She lets you abuse key tier. She lets you reuse Terua. She lets you basically go and reuse all your stuff multiple times. And then GB3, if they're in Harmony, they get 5. Like everything in Harmony gets 5K. So just a real good card in general, and basically was the main stride I used
Yeah.
the whole tournament
CAGOTH.
because
Yeah.
you know, strong is strong.
No, it's not Zagoff.
Oh, I don't know what colors they are.
After that,
Uh,
Go ahead.
Gate, enter stat, I choose
Shandy.
green.
She mostly came up if I could not out, which rarely happened.
Not Zagoff.
Which rarely happened, you know, if I didn't have anything. Just because all she needs is one card
Not Indulba.
by her that you can call 2. I mean, you have the key play of being able to sack it to a whole field of Harmony units and going off, but that never actually happened. And like I said,
Red, green, white.
I could probably think of using her the whole time, like one time because of that.
Oh, there's
I
not
played
a
2
name
though
for it.
because
Red, green, white.
if Alk went through, these could do things
No,
in the deck.
They
So
weren't called
she was good.
Lions.
Yeah, there are about 5 of them that are called.
Yeah.
Played 2 Terua.
So,
You went into her when he got real late in the game. You're low on deck space. You low on deck. You can put things back in to try to stay alive. She helped.
I'll figure it out.
I mean,
Whose turn is it?
she just helped out with things if you need a restander. Basically, you couldn't proc, or you don't have CV because she doesn't cost any CV either.
Red, green, white,
So,
right?
She did do
It's
work
Jet
in the
Gear's
original.
card.
Happy about that. Yes, yes. Right here, and the only time I ever used her the whole time was when I went up against Order Bugs. What happened? He stunned my field, and I just picked it all up and then beat him up. so yeah. So she did her job right there. That was what she was there for, just to pick up my cards and beat people up. And yeah, she did that. So yeah. And then this right here, which I never actually used, but this was the whole purpose of this was also a order bug thing, to where I could ride, pick up 2 units, call them back, and so I wouldn't have to just call over things. Just more things to help out with that when you don't have CV or stuff like that. I never had to use it though.
Yeah, but there's still more
Then we go into
that tap for
Into,
all
you know,
colors.
G guards. Starting up with Sandy. I mean, Bushi. You should bring Ellie back and make the world a happier place. But until then, this is my girl right here, because she's the biggest G guard I have. She, you know, at GB1, she counts. You get 5K for every 2 cards in your hand. You can counter blast 1 to get an additional 5K. This is the biggest shield you have, so you play it. You play it because of that. Then you have Citron. Lets you pretend like you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And do your little hand trap stuff. Hand trap stuff. So you call down things to give your Vanguard 10K. Call out things like, man, I'm trying to sack into an intercept. So they call at least a lot, hope sacking is something you can use, something like that. I mean, and they gets 10K, so good card is good. Bring back Ellie though. One Dismal. I mean, Dismal was just there to protect things. I had matches. When people were like, oh, I'm going to crash into your premises, and I'm actually strong enough to do it. And I'm like, oh, well, no, you're not. She's protected now. Try again. Just a good time. Then my last card, Hand in Hand Leona. She basically worked the same way, except if I wanted to get Q tier because I wanted to reuse Q tier, I didn't want to have to pick her up some other way. But when you call her, pick up a card, and you call a card, and if the card that you put in the Guardian Circle is the card you picked up, it gets 5K more. I never really cared about the 5K more, it was basically to pick up Q tier so I could reuse them on my turn to, you know, draw big cards. So, that is the deck. That's the deck profile. Now, I'll be lying to you if I told you I never did my rounds, because I didn't do any of that, and then I found out later on we were doing deck profiles. So, the only games I remember offhand was, like I said, the guy playing Bugs. And what round that was, who knows? Round 2, I'll never forget round 2, because round 2 was the team we played in finals. And I had an incident with the judge telling me that unless I say the exact name, the Q tier, that I don't get the card. And instead of me asking for the head judge, I just said, oh, I scooped, and then I talked to the head judge, and then felt dumb for not doing it to begin with. But all in all, I'm happy. I'm happy he did exactly what I wanted it to do. My teammates didn't let me down. They could have been salty at me at round 2, and I said I quit, and I picked up my cards. They didn't. They weren't salty at me. They didn't even give me grief for that. So I appreciate them for that. Yeah, we got second place because of it, and you know, I'm very proud. Very proud of this accomplishment. There you go, right there, my little trophy. Trophy, my medal. Yeah, that's it.
All right.